Yo guys, welcome back to another episode of Manga Review. Today we're going to be covering Naruto volumes 35 and 36. Before we do get started though, I just reorganized the manga shelf. As you can see, it looks a little bit different. I put my hardcovers up there and my Rent-A-Girlfriend volumes because they're bigger than the normal Shonen Jump volumes. And also put the series that I kind of stopped collecting up there, like my Blue Exorcist and my the Pokemon Adventures manga that I had. Someday I may pick up the rest of Blue Exorcist, but right now it's not a top priority at all. Same with Pokemon Adventures. It was a good series, but it was kind of a thing from the past, like my younger childhood, so I'll just have the first 7 volumes in there, and then I probably won't get any of the other ones. But I also put, as you guys can see, I got my my JJK up there and up there, and I think I also have up there the first few volumes of Black Clover, and the beginning of Demon Slayer starts up there, and then it goes down there, and then Naruto starts right there, and then we end with MHA, which, as you can see, is kind of fallen over because I don't have any other volumes to put there. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that I did reorganize the manga shelf. Also, about I told you guys about the JoJo volumes that I was getting for a haul video, like a JoJo haul, or just to show you guys at the beginning of a manga review, whatever. How I sometimes do with just smaller pickups, I'll just show you guys at the beginning of the video. I ended up canceling my order, just because I'm picking up something I think is a little bit cooler. I'm still going to be collecting JoJo and whatnot. I picked up something else, which was kind of crazy. I ordered it. It's a crazy volume pickup. It was for a pretty good price. A new series. So I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. You might be able to figure it out. It is a newer series, and yeah, I picked up the first volume on, what was it, Sunday on the 4th. So it should be in the mail next week, I think. And then also we're going to be, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to be ordering some other manga to do a different haul for. But anyways, we got some, I'm not going to be picking up the JoJo volumes just yet, but we do have some other stuff coming soon, which is all I'm trying to say. Just a few more, I think I'm just going to try and pick up some more Black Clover, which, speaking of Black Clover, just finished the first season this morning. I stayed up last night and really the whole day yesterday. I binge watched through what I had left of Black Clover, which was like the last, how many episodes was that, like 20, I don't know, it wasn't exactly 20 episodes, it may have been like, I don't even know, was it 17 or something? It was, I had a bit left, and I binge watched through it all yesterday and this morning. So definitely gonna have a Black Clover anime review coming very soon, probably within the week. But as for right now, we're gonna be covering, like I said before, Naruto volumes 35 and 36. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys some updates of what's going on the channel and what I have done. But yeah, let's get right into this manga review. Okay, so I have both my volumes here that we're covering today. We got Naruto volume 35 here. I hate how there's the glare sometimes with that. Let me try and move the light away. So as you can see, there's the camera glare. I hate how that happens sometimes, but it does. You can see the volume, and then on the back there we got the Akatsuki. So that's volume 35, and then volume 36 right here. We have Hidan, Kakuzu, I think his name, or Kazuku? I think it's Kakuzu. Hidan, and then Naruto's just doing a shadow clone. or as in the manga, they call it Shadow Doppelganger Jutsu. Yeah, and then we got Naruto on the back. About to throw some kunai, it looks like. Yeah, this is actually the artwork of him that's on the box set for box set 2. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, I just want to show you guys the volumes. Let's get into the review. Okay, so in volume 35, I'm just going to tell you guys what happens in these 2 volumes. In volume 35, not a lot crazy happens, to be honest with you. They just got back from the Hidden Sand, where they did the whole Kazekage recovery mission with Lady Chio and Deidara and Sasori and whatnot. And then they had Sai went back to Danzo and just like dropped the intel and stuff and decided to go back with Naruto and Sakura. And then they get split up, and the reason is because Kakashi discovered a new training method for Naruto. They have some time off right now, and Naruto begins his new training. Kakashi shows him that you can actually, when you do a Shadow Clone Jutsu, it's actually made for reconnaissance. So when you make a clone, send your clone off to go do something, they'll see what's happening there, and then they'll disappear, and then once what your clone saw, that intel is transferred to you, the host, and then you can gather the intel that your clone went off to gather. So what ends up happening, Kakashi comes up with this idea. Since Naruto has such a large chakra bank, what he can do is make lots of clones at once. And all of his clones are all doing the same training regimen. And what's going to happen is, once Naruto releases all of those clones, all of their training and practice for each one that he makes will go all the way to him. So he'll gain the training that each of his clones did, and he'll learn that technique and practice. He's practicing extremely fast. But what he needs to do, though, what he's trying to do at least, is create a new jutsu. And in order to do that, he needed to know how chakra natures work. He ends up finding out that he has a wind type chakra nature. So there's like fire, lightning, earth, water, and air, or wind, I guess. The Rasengan that Naruto uses is a wind type, or wind natured jutsu, I guess. But then we also get a term revealed to us that is used throughout the rest of the series, which is called, I'm pretty sure it's Kakegenkai, which a Kakegenkai basically is when you use a combination of different natures and like combine them and create a new jutsu. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that works, I think. So Sasuke is able to do fireball jutsu, which is a fire chakra, fire nature, and he's also able to do Chidori, which is lightning. So he has 2 different chakra natures that we know of. And Captain Yamato, he does wood style. And wood style is a Kakegenkai because it's a combination of him using earth style in one hand and water style in the other hand, and he combines them to do his wood style, which was passed down from I'm pretty sure it was the first Hokage. It was Hashirama Senju, I'm pretty sure, or either that or the second Hokage. I can't exactly remember which one, but I'm pretty sure they were both brothers, if I remember correctly, but that's besides the point. So that's how exactly Kakegenkai and chakra natures work, and Naruto learns this. He learns that actually his chakra nature is in fact wind nature, and begins his training. So now that he knows his chakra nature, he has to do some chakra control stuff, and then he has to try and change the chakra form. So the chakra form thing is where, if I remember correctly, is how when he does the Rasengan, how it's shaped like a ball, and how when Kakashi uses his Chidori, he's able to make it like a rigid shape where it sparks lightning and stuff everywhere. If he wanted to, he could make it a different shape, but he uses that shape. So it's the chakra form. So in order to do the whole new jutsu thing, Naruto's just basically trying to upgrade his Rasengan, which it doesn't get revealed in any of these volumes, but I'm pretty sure it's him. He ends up creating something called the Rasen Shuriken later on. I've played Ninja Storm 4, so I know about that. But yeah, I don't think that's too much of a spoiler, but he ends up creating this thing called the Rasen Shuriken, which is basically a giant Rasengan that's shaped like a massive shuriken. But yeah, we have, in this volume, he's training a lot. He also, like I said, well, I mentioned Captain Yamato. He's also there because when Naruto's chakra goes out of control, he's gonna, go tail beast mode, or later on we get the term Bijou mode, which I'm not gonna get into yet because, to be honest, I don't know much about it. I just know the term because, on my hat there. But anyway, Yamato has that crystal necklace thing, well, Naruto has the necklace that Tsunade gave him, but because she is a descendant of was it the first Hokage or second Hokage? So she had that necklace, and then she gave it to Naruto. And then, of course, Yamato is like this weird experiment thing gone wrong, where he inherited like the jutsu and chakra or whatever of the first Hokage. First or second? Again, actually, no, it is the first, because the first used wood style, and then the second Hokage used water style. But yeah, he has the first Hokage's chakra or whatever, so he is also able to, well, that has nothing to do with it. It's the Hokage's necklace, so he's able to like tap into it, and it's used to control the tailed beast. And at this moment, we don't know why the first Hokage even needed that to control the Kurama, or, well, we don't know his name's Kurama at this point, but the nine-tailed fox. We don't exactly know why he needed that, I guess. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure we do already know, now that I think about it, because it was told before that the tailed beasts were used for war and whatnot back in the day. So, anyway, Yamato is there, and he's, using his sealing jutsu to try and keep that contained, like the tailed beast mode or whatever. I'm actually gonna take a break real quick. I'm running out of breath. I need to get some water, so I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Alright, I'm back. So, basically what I was saying was Yamato is there. He has his the necklace thing, and he's able to do the beast mode control, whatever, that he used before on Naruto back, when was that? When he had to fight Orochimaru at the Tenchi Bridge thing. Or, no, I'm sorry, at the beginning of the video, now that I think about it, I had said that they had just got back from the Kazekage recovery mission. That is false. They got back from the Tenchi Bridge. That's what it was. I messed up at the beginning of the video. But yeah, anyways. Now he's training, and he manages to split this leaf thing in his palm by using his chakra. And we also, in this volume, we get introduced to two new Akatsuki members. That is Hidan. I think, yeah, we get introduced to Hidan and Kakuzu. We don't exactly know what the thing is yet. They're kind of weird. He's talking about some like culty type stuff, or at least Hidan is. Kakuzu is just like a jerk. But we also, in this volume, get introduced to a new Jinchuriki, which is kind of hype. Because at this point, the only Jinchuriki we knew were Gaara and, what's his name? Naruto. Naruto and Gaara. Sorry, I drew a blank there. But now we're introduced to the Two Tails, which is like this giant blue fiery cat in this Jinchuriki. But the thing is, which is interesting, is she's able to bring out the Two Tails just by herself, like with basically nothing that like she has control over her tailed beast is what I'm trying to say, which we saw Naruto doesn't have yet because he keeps trying to seal away Nine Tails. And Gaara doesn't have complete control of, well, at this point, Gaara doesn't have the tailed beast anymore anyway, because the Akatsuki stole it from him. But before, back in the original Naruto, well, I guess in the manga it would have been like the first, 27 volumes would have been a pre-time skip Naruto, when, I think it was the Chunin exams or something. Was it Genin or Chunin? I can't remember. But when Gaara goes crazy and he has Shukaku, I think it's called, he didn't really have full control over at that point, which makes sense. I guess he was just a kid. But the point I'm trying to make, this chick's crazy because she's got like what seems like complete control over the Two Tails, and then we haven't seen anybody who has that kind of control, and we've only ever seen two Jinchuriki before her, so that was pretty cool. So we've seen 1, 2, and 9 Tails. So yeah, she's pretty cool. Seems like she got her butt whooped though, straight up. I mean, I guess it was like kind of 2-on-1. But we don't exactly, I don't know if she's dead, because they were kind of carrying her. I think maybe she might be dead. I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll just have to see what happens here later on. But what happens is Asuma and I believe, well, Asuma and Shikamaru are sent to go investigate what's happening. And that's pretty much where this volume ends, it ends with Naruto discovering, like, what his driving force is when it comes to him trying to, because he sees himself trying to create this new jutsu, and he's like, this is impossible, and then he's reminded of Sasuke or whatever, and he's like, better believe it. So, yeah, that's where volume 35 ends. Okay, so volume 36 here, as you see, we got Hidan and Kakuzu, and on the back it's just Naruto throwing kunai. Basically, I'm not going to go into deep on what happens with Naruto, because, I mean, it's pretty much all explained. I already explained it already. He's just training, and we just get little flashes into what he's doing. Nothing really too special, but, I mean, except for him trying to change the Rasengan form, which I already explained. This volume really focuses on Asuma and Shikamaru and what they're doing. And they end up going to the Land of Fire. And in the Land of Fire, we find out that Asuma was actually there as a youngster, and he was part of a group called the Guardian Shinobi 12. And what happens is there's like this one member that went missing, and it was because Kakuzu and Hidan kidnapped him or killed him, and because Kakuzu at least is a bounty hunter, so they had kidnapped him or whatever, so that's why Asuma went there, because it was a fellow comrade of his. And one of the things, the last episode, one of the last bits and pieces of the Naruto anime that I saw, because I didn't get too far. I was watching the filler, which, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have been, but it actually gave some insight about the Guardian Shinobi 12. There was this whole backstory thing in like one of the filler arcs with Sora and the Land of Fire and stuff, where the Grave Robber arc or whatever, I don't know, it's not even an arc, it's a filler. Grave Robber filler arc with Sora and stuff. We get this whole backstory for Asuma about his like the stuff that happens in the Guardian Shinobi 12 and how they split up and stuff, which if you guys want, I'm not going to go over it too much here because it would take a while, and to be honest, I don't know how much of it I actually remember, but so maybe sometimes filler is worth watching because it gives some backstory to different stuff. I don't know if it's canon backstory, but it has some insight. And when they went to the Land of Fire and there was the Guardian Shinobi 12 thing, they didn't really talk too much about it. And I remembered from the filler episodes, like, what exactly was going on. So, that was pretty cool. So, maybe all the filler isn't all that bad. It's boring as crap, don't get me wrong. But it might have some information in there worth, watching. That isn't explained in the manga. But yeah. They end up looking for this dude, Shikamaru and Asuma. Hidan ends up dropping them off at this, like, secret, I don't know, it's like this bounty hunter office thing, collections agency or something, that's in, like, this bathroom. It's pretty weird. But yeah, they end up encountering, having an encounter with Asuma and Shikamaru, and battle ensues because, they're wearing the Akatsuki robes. But we get really full insight into exactly how Hidan's power works. Basically, what he does is he uses a jutsu and creates like this weird, like, pentagram looking thing almost around his feet, like on the ground. Then he has to stand in it. And what happens is when his enemy comes at him, he slashes them, he gets some of their blood. If he licks their blood, then he creates a connection between him and them. So it kind of reminds me of Stain from My Hero Academia, in that sense, that he has to, like, lick their blood and whatnot. But once he licks their blood, they have, like, pain share. They share the pain, which is, if you guys play Pokemon, you know the move Pain Split. Or is it Pain Split that I'm thinking of? It might be Pain Split or Destiny Bond. I can't exactly remember. But when they take damage, you take damage as well, basically. But the thing is, Hidan is immortal. He can't die. So what ends up happening is Asuma has to fight him. He gets some of his blood. And so he's, like, stabbing himself. Hidan is stabbing himself. And Asuma is feeling the pain. Hidan's feeling the pain too, but he's enjoying it because he knows he can't die. Asuma's taking all the damage pretty much. And he's the one getting hurt. So Hidan keeps stabbing himself and Asuma's feeling the blows pretty much. So Shikamaru ends up having to try and figure out how to stop this. He uses his shadow possession just to, like, to capture Hidan in it, just to give him a minute to think. He has two other ninja with him whose names I can't remember. But he comes up and comes to the conclusion that in order for Hidan to use his power, he has to be standing in the circle. So they knock him out of the circle, and then Kakuzu joins in. He's shooting, like, these weird wire arm things. And what happens is, since they get Hidan out of the circle, he can't properly use his jutsu. Asuma gets in close and cuts off his head with his chakra blade or whatever. And so we think the fight's over, but what ends up happening, he's just a severed head and his body is, like, stands back up. Kakuzu puts his head back on and, like, reattaches it with, like, these weird wire things that he has. And then he steps back into the circle. He slashes. He has this cool scythe thing on a chain. He slashes himself and hits himself right in the chest. Asuma falls. And then what ends up happening, absolutely heartbreaking. Hidan takes this spike thing and just stabs himself right in the chest, and Asuma falls. Shikamaru is going nuts. He's like, bruh, pretty much. It's much more emotional, to be honest. Me explaining it doesn't do it justice. I watched the clip, the fight scene from the anime, just what I've been doing is, like, I'll read the manga, and then if there's a hype fight scene, I'll just watch it on the anime after the fact. But yeah, it's a pretty emotional scene. They end up having to leave because Pain. Well, I don't think we know that it's Pain yet, but their boss, the leader of the Akatsuki, calls them back. So they retreat, and what ends up happening is they're trying to find nurses, or not nurses, but reinforcements. They're trying to, I said nurses, they're doing healing jutsu, trying to heal Asuma, but Asuma is like, it's not even worth it, man. And then Choji and Ino show up, and basically what happens is Asuma dies, but in his final breath, he basically tells him, like, keep on fighting and whatnot. So yeah, it was a pretty emotional scene. And I'm pretty sure, I forget exactly how the volume ends. Oh, yeah. The volume ends with Pain giving this, like, monologue thing about how, like, what the Akatsuki's goals are, which is pretty cool. I forget exactly what he says, but, yeah. That's basically what happens in these these 2 volumes, and then at the end of the volume, let me see here, it shows that Shikamaru and Hidan are gonna fight it out. So that's gonna be hype. I'm gonna start reading the next 2 volumes, and then there will be a manga review for that coming whenever. But sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, there's gonna be an anime review for Black Clover Season 1, which is like the first 51 episodes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, these 2 volumes were pretty good. That fight with Asuma and Hidan, definitely pretty cool. We get introduced, like I said, to a new Jinchuriki, as well as new Akatsuki members. I love the Akatsuki. They're some of the coolest characters in anime, just because of how, I don't know, the Akatsuki is just a ninja terrorist cult, which I think that idea is just so out there, but they're so cool. Their robes and everything about the Akatsuki is so cool, in my opinion. So I just love any screen time or page time, I guess, that any member of the Akatsuki gets, especially when it comes to my boy Itachi. Love Itachi, great character. Sadly, I got spoiled to a bit of stuff that happens later on, which definitely influences why I like him. But even when I didn't know about stuff that happens later, I won't get into that there. Just him being so cold-hearted, and just, like, any time you see him on screen, you're like, oh, you start to pay attention to what's going on, because it's like, you know it's going to be hype. He's just so powerful. He's just an overwhelming force. So, anyway, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent there. I love the Akatsuki, and any new members we get to see show up, it's going to be pretty cool. But, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy me talking about talking about these 2 volumes and giving you guys a summary of what happened. They were definitely really cool, and how volume 36 ends it's insane. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. More content coming soon, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.